Hey.
Hey, everybody.
No, I'll do it.
Hey, Jamie.
Here.
How's
I
Jamie?
have a few. Ole, he was in trouble. He forgot his wedding anniversary.
Uh-oh.
And his wife, Lena, was really angry. She told him, tomorrow morning I expect to find a gift in the driveway that goes from 0 to 200 pretty damn fast. And the next morning, Ole got up early and left for work. And when Lena woke up, she looked out the window and there was a gift wrap box in the middle of the driveway, and she was kind of confused. So she put on her robe and she ran out and brought the box back in the house, and she opened it up and found a brand new bathroom scale. And Ole, he's been missing since Friday.
He's gone. Dead.
Oh, my God.
Ole called the airline's information desk and he asked, how long does it take to fly from Minneapolis to Fargo? And the busy clerk says, just a minute. And, well, Ole said, if it has to go that fast, I think I'll just take the bus. Sven, he says to Ole, I found this pen. Is it yours? And Ole says, I don't know, give it here. And he tries it and says, yes, it is. And Sven asks, how do you know? And Ole says, that's my handwriting.
Oh, my God.
We love it.
Finally, Ole and Lena went to the hospital so Lena could give birth to their first baby. And as Ole waited in the lobby, the doctor came out to inform him that he had some good news and some bad news. He says the good news is that you have a normal baby boy. Bad news is that it's a cesarean. And Ole started crying and he says, well, I'm glad it's healthy, but I was kind of hoping it would be a Norwegian.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Ole, he was driving in traffic and he got flagged down by a man whose truck was broken down. And the man walked up to Ole's car and he says, are you going to Oslo? And Ole says, yeah. Do you need a lift? And the man says, not for me. I'm going to be spending the next 3 hours fixing my truck. The problem is I've got 2 chimpanzees in the back that have to be delivered to the zoo, and they're stressed out, so I don't want to keep them on the road all day. Could you take them to the zoo for me? I'll give you $50. And Ole says, yeah, I'm happy to. So they put the chimpanzees in the back of Ole's car and strapped them into their seat belts, and off they went. And 5 hours later, the truck driver was driving through the heart of Oslo, and suddenly he was horrified. There was Ole walking down the street, holding the hands with the 2 chimpanzees. The crowd was really amused, and with a screech of brakes, he pulled off the road and ran over to Ole. What are you doing here? He says, I gave you $50 to take those chimpanzees to zoo. And Ole says, yeah, I know you did. But just as we got there, it looked like it was going to rain, so we decided to go see a movie. And Ole and Sven, they're standing on a bridge fishing in the river below. Suddenly, Sven sees in the distance a funeral procession. Sven reels and turns toward the road, places his fish pole over his shoulder, and stands at attention until it passes by. And Ole says, why, Sven, what a respectful thing to do. I'm really proud of you for doing it. And Sven says, sure, Ole. You do know that I was married to that woman for 35 years. Ole, he was driving home from work. He was pulled over for speeding. 2 days later, he was given another ticket by the same officer that pulled him over before for speeding on the same road. So the officer asked, Ole, have you learned anything today? And Ole says, yeah, I learned I need to take a different way home from work. And Ole and Lena have 6 children. As a joke, Ole began to call Lena mother of 6 rather than by her first name. And at first, Lena is amused, but a few years down the road, she gets really tired of it. And mother of 6, Ole would say, what's for dinner tonight? Get me a beer. And Lena got very frustrated. Finally, they were at a party, and Ole yelled out, mother of 6, I think it's time to go. And Lena shouted it back at him, I'll be right with you, father of 4. Lena asked Ole one day, Ole, will you still love me when I'm old and overweight? And Ole replied, yes, I do.